him that she warned him to be careful. I didn't mention it, but she did warn him to be careful earlier on. But he wasn't sure if she even said be careful. But she did, and she's saying it again now, grabbing those lobes, those 12-year-old lobes, and saying, hey, Evan, I warned you.
He's no Count de Blochamp.
Not at all, and I know who Count de Blochamp is.
Yeah.
Just don't ask me any follow-up questions, please.
Okay.
Evan and Andy put the monster blood in large plastic bags and decide to bring it back to the store.
Bags, right?
Garbage bags, yeah. The kind you put the leaves in.
So they're orange, not the green ones?
Well,
Because it would be appropriate to put them in the green ones.
They're probably in green ones, but they said the big ones you use for the yard and stuff.
Yeah. So orange.
I guess. And so they bring it to the store where they first bought it, but learn that the store has gone out of business.
That store closed 20 years ago.
That's what happens when you don't have Nintendo games.
It's all boarded up and everything. They don't have any of that Donkey Kong. Gotta climb up that scaffolding and beat that monkey to a pulp. Get up there, little jump man.
Evan's losing it, by the way. He's out there. He's boarded up.
He thinks everyone sounds the same.
Yes, he does. But he's banging on it. He's like, hey, mister, I want to return this. I need $2 back. I got to take my family on vacation.
At this point, it'd be like, keep the $2.
Yeah,
everything in
basically.
this town is like a penny.
Basically. There's
I'm a fucking millionaire.
Yeah, this is the only time we see townspeople, too. Like, there's a teenager driving
Yeah,
by. He's like,
yeah.
what you got in the bags?
Kiefer Sutherland and Stand By Me.
Yeah. Later a woman
Got a gun.
Oh. So many opportunities for this book to take a turn.
Yep.
Evan is described as dragging this bag of monster blood along the sidewalk.
That bag would rip.
Yeah. How many times have you dragged a bunch of dirty clothes to the laundromat just to have it rip over the street? And
never, because I don't do that.
No, I guess not. But
I live in my own filth.
But these bags are super strong, man.
No, they're not. Maybe in 1992 when you could actually make stuff because people didn't care about the environment back then. Now they pretend to. Yeah. And you don't get bags anywhere.
They didn't even double bag this as far as the description goes.
That's how strong and durable these Glad bags are.
That's how great the 90s were. Evan is furiously banging at Wagner's Antiques and Sundries, whatever it was called.
Just say he's banging at the door.
Banging at the door.
Wasn't him.
And this lady drives by and is like, oh, you kids trying to get into that store because it's out of business.
They closed down 2 years ago.
Look, they even boarded up the windows.
They boarded up that window. They boarded it up real good.
And Evan turns back. He's like, I can read!
Motherfucker!
You're not helping, old lady.
No, he doesn't say that. It's just like he mutters it. He's just like,
he does.
I can fucking see that.
Yeah, he does mutter it. So he's getting real unhinged here. He's thinking irrationally, and Andy needs to calm him down. Andy needs to be the hero. They drag those bags of monster blood back to Catherine's house somehow, without them ripping. Where's Trigger in all of this? I wonder.
He's still running around town.
He's choking in the back. They put another collar on him. They still haven't realized that he's rapidly growing because of the monster blood.
Mm-hmm.
Catherine
Still haven't put that together.
No. They will, though. Catherine tells Evan that his mother is coming back to get him. Evan is ecstatic.
Like that day.
Yeah, that
How
day.
How fast does it take to get from where they're going to Atlanta?
Well, she timed the telegram very well.
Well, yeah. No.
I don't get it, but
harumph.
Yep. And she's ecstatic and doesn't even realize that this news is upsetting Andy. He's oblivious. He doesn't care about anybody but himself.
Care about anybody but himself.
Yeah, and so he runs out to tell Trigger the good news, and is shocked to see that he is now 4 times his original size.
When did Trigger come home?
That's the thing. That dream that had happened. I don't know where the real life ended and the dream began.
Did the top stop spinning?
I don't know.
Okay.
Did the ice cream bar he bought get punched out of his hand? Did that happen?
Yeah. No, that all definitely happened.
No, you know what? That did happen. You are correct.
I know.
But we're going back to that original dream, and I had a question about that. I didn't voice it at the time. They're having that monster blood fight, and then they see that Trigger's gone. And then he runs out to go find Trigger, and then he wakes up, realizing it was a dream. At what point did he start dreaming? Was the monster blood fight real?
I don't know, man. It's a kid's book.
Okay. Good point. So he's the size of a pony now. Evan runs after Trigger. but topples over Andy's BMX bicycle.
She's just leaving that shit all over the place.
Mm-hmm. But...
And, you know, because she's got a BMX bike, I'm just picturing, like, really young Nicole Kidman in that Australian movie, BMX Bandits. That's who I picture as Andy in this book.
Okay. She's described differently.
I absolutely know that.
But, okay. At least you have a good... Is she 12 years old, though?
She's young enough.
Okay. Young enough.
No, like, she was, like, 15 or something in that movie.
Oh, okay. Okay. So this means that she got her bicycle back.
Yeah,
at some point.
It was still that. Yeah, there's not a lot of explanation.
Yeah, I mean, she did say that, like, oh, these guys will leave it somewhere when they're done with it. But
well, it's like also if it's such a small town, like, doesn't she have parents?
Yeah, well, she does. We saw
they
the
could
mother
just walk over and be like, "Hey, give me back my fucking bike."
Yeah, but and see, that's something Evan would do, is rat on these people to his parents. But
Andy's gonna deal with it herself. Because she's a strong, independent woman.
She is. So, when he tripped over this bike, he knocks over... When he trips over this bike, he knocks over the garbage can full of monster blood.
Oh, no.
Oh, no is right, Nick. This is where the book starts.
In chapter 24.
Yeah. The monster blood is described as rising up like a newly born creature. Yeah. It heads towards Evan. And he gets up, he bounces towards him. It's a bouncy ball. It's like
in The Prisoner?
Yes.
Yeah.
And like in The Blob, but it bounces. He gets up, and the two of them run for their life. The giant green blob of monster blood is causing havoc now in the streets, eating up Robins with no remorse. And then it turns to the Bamer twins and gobbles them up too.
Good
riddance. It just
Big green goo.
sucks their bodies in, and their screams become silent inside the mess. No one can hear you scream inside the monster blood blob.
In monster blood, no one can hear you scream.
No. If you open up your mouth, you're just going to get a bunch of blood in your lungs.
But then you'll grow bigger.
Yeah, and would you outgrow the monster blood is the thing.
So just keep on eating that Quicksilver.
I wonder what it would taste like.
I have you know how you have an idea of how things would taste but you can't describe them?
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you got that, but it's of no use to me because you can't describe it.
Yep.
It's okay. At this point, Aunt Catherine decides it's a good time to stick my head outside and look around, see what's going on.
What's going
on
out there? What are you children up to?
Oh, what's that giant viscous blob of green that's gobbling up the neighborhood children?
I say, back in my day, we only had...
Malaria?
So she sticks her head out. What happens next?
It bounces over to the front door, bounces a bit more, thinking about what it should do. Do I really want to eat this Catherine woman? Or
what do the kids decide to do?
Oh, what do the kids decide to do? They just stand there.
They're like, we gotta split up. We gotta go, and then it goes for Aunt Catherine.
Yeah. Okay, they were. What? It's gonna go after one of them though. It's gonna kill. It's like one of us needs to survive to tell. Well,
it goes after Aunt Catherine, and then Aunt Catherine's like, "Oh no!" And then he's like, "Son of a bitch, it got Aunt Catherine."
Or it's after her at least, and now I gotta man up.
Now it's after her. He assumes like it got her.
Yeah,
it's on.
It is. This is the moment where he steps up.
Yeah.
And he goes in, doesn't have a gun, but has
No, he doesn't have a gun.
No, I know,
12.
but like, what's he gonna do? Well, 12-year-olds have guns, Nick. This is 2017. This is not 1992. Get a gun at any toy store.
Yeah.
I bet you that old man had to shut down his business because he was selling guns to minors.
Hey there, you want this 12-gauge pump action? Takes plenty of buckshot. You want some gunpowder in there? It'll explode on impact. Burn them real good.
In recent news, Wagner of Wagner's Antiques and Sundries has been arrested
for selling firearms to minors. When asked, he said, "Well, back in my day, you needed a good musket at your side to chase the buffalo."
Yeah, chase the buffalo. She's still alive. She's backed into a corner.
What did she say?
In her desperation, she
yells, "I created this, and now I'll have to die for it."
Yes. She does say that. And Nick, this is where he starts making more connections here. Still hasn't connected that the monster blood is Has he connected that? He has.
I don't know.
Okay.
They're all idiots.
Yeah, so now he's making these connections. It's just a rush of images flood his brain. The bone necklace, the books, the black cat, the shawl.
Oh my god, what shawl?
She was wearing a shawl, apparently.
Yeah, okay.
This whole time, black shawl equals witch. It all makes sense to Evan now. And Catherine, he should have taken her at her word that she is a scary old witch. And now he accuses her of casting a spell on his prized $2 monster blood.
Yeah, this is where it went off the rails for me.
Oh my god, this just like... It's destroying the monster blood name.
Well,
it's just a bad story. I didn't like it.
Okay, keep going, and I'll give my thoughts on it at the end.
Okay, so she insists that she didn't, and points to Andy, saying, she did it! Chapter break.
Well, now jump to conclusion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's pointing right at Andy, but who would have thought she's actually pointing at the cat right in front of Andy? No, past boy. Andy.
I'm ready for this.
This cat, Sarah Beth.
Yeah.
Now
what did Sarah Beth do?
She morphs into a young woman with fiery red hair.
Oh, now we're talking.
Apparently, Nick, Sarah Beth put a spell over Catherine 20 years ago to imprison her and make her work for her as a slave. But now the spell is about to be broken, and she's going to use the monster blood to escape.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. She thought she was her friend, but she used black magic and made her deaf. And she was not allowed to lip read or learn sign language. And she forced Catherine to also cast a spell on the monster blood, because she wanted Evan gone, because Catherine wasn't allowed to have any guests, and Sarah Beth wanted her to do her evil bidding.
Yep.
As a human, and so they don't really describe her why she was a cat. They don't describe why she was a cat at any point.
But I mean, at that point, I don't think it really matters.
Do you think that Sarah Beth just usually stayed in cat form and wanted her to like take care of her and do cat stuff to her?
I don't know.
Okay.
The motives of Sarah Beth aren't really explained.
Why did she think she was her friend? Was she ever her friend and they just got into dark magic? Was it the magic that did her in?
I mean, I don't know. They don't go into it.
Don't mess with...
Maybe in one of the sequels we'll find out.
Yeah. Maybe. I think Evan is in the sequels to this. And doesn't... I'm not excited to read them, but I am excited to see how Monster Blood plays a role in the following books, because I think it becomes more of its own thing instead of like the red herring
like
that it was.
Night of Living Dummy, which we'll get to when we get to.
Yeah. Well, Catherine plans now on killing herself by letting herself be taken by the blob.
Well, not killing herself, sacrificing herself. Okay. There's a difference.
She plans on murdering herself for this for her great nephew.
That she doesn't know.
No. She wants to let herself be taken by the blob, thus breaking the spell. Sarah Beth says that the children will still be killed after you're gone.
Yeah, I'll just slit their fucking throats.
Yeah, they know too much about the monster. She orders the monster blood to kill them. So now the monster blood is under her spell?
Yeah.
Even though
let's get to the end and
all right. Trigger runs in to see Evan. Stupid dog is like, come see Evan. Bump into things or knock over some vases. Knocks Sarah Beth into the monster blood. She gets sucked in. She dies. She is dead. Trigger shrinks back to his normal size now.
That's one dead witch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah.
So it's all just a spell. The monster blood was nothing. It was just a can of expired novelty.
Goo.
Yeah. Real disappointing.
Should
I? You want me to like just finish the last little bit of the book, and then you're gonna, because you're brimming with stuff. You got a lot of ideas in there that you want out, but I'll finish it up, and then we'll cap it off. You know.
Cool story.
Yep. The blood of the monster blood. No.
The blood of the monster blood.
The blob of monster blood shrank down too, releasing.
The blood of a monster blood. The only blood that could ever reach me was the blood of a monster blood. He said, "What?
Oh my goodness.
Yes, it was.
The blood shrank down too, releasing the bird and the Bamer twins. But not Sarah Beth. Her reign of terror is over.
Yep.
And now Aunt Catherine can hear again, but those 20 years are lost forever.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, what was she going to do with them anyway? She's
lost youth.
Old woman.
Yeah, it's kind of really sad, though, that like 20 years ago she was betrayed by her friend, and now she was kept a slave for 20 years? Deaf?
20 years a slave?
Yes. The next Goosebumps movie should be called 20 Years a Slave and just be the Monster Blood story. Yeah. You know, this is the other spooky fact. Is in, I think, the German version of Monster Blood, or
The Blood del Monster?
there was a slight difference. The Bamer twins were not released